All right, everybody, welcome back to Cool Sports Chat episode. Some number, I don't know, we're above the 60s, not quite 70s yet, but we are here. First off, we got to talk a little bit of college football. Scott, how are you feeling with the now Big Ten champion Indiana Hoosiers?
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Indiana is actually a Big Ten champion in football. Oh boy, I don't know what took me longer to stop crying from Saturday's victory or to stop crying from the Cubs winning the World Series in 2016. It's all just, it's all just too much for me to be able to handle. Oh gosh, we got now. I have to wait 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks until we can play again. But whew, looking forward to it. Looking forward, and actually, we're going back to play. It's the playoffs, but it's back at the Rose Bowl. Anywhere else to play in the playoffs would not be as powerful as to be playing playoffs for the championship, the next round of the championship, but playing in the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
That is the best thing. I was
Yep.
telling my wife earlier that my dad and two of my uncles went to Pasadena in '68 to
Yep.
watch them get pummeled by O.J. Simpson and the USC Trojans, but they're there. And well, I'm not going to actually be there this time, but I will be glued to the television. And I will be screaming at the television loud enough that they'll be able to hear me in California. Oh my goodness. Still trying to catch my breath if you can't tell.
Hey, it's a big moment for sure. It's been a long time coming, right? I mean, I know you guys had some pretty good years with at least with Penix, and then last year, did you think you guys would be able to repeat that success and obviously get this far?
I'll be honest, Boy Scouts honor, the answer is no. I never, ever thought we would get here. The last time Indiana won the uh, Big Ten tournament outright, well, there wasn't a tournament, but they won the conference outright, was 45. Now, in 68, that time, the they could only have they only allowed a school to go to the Rose Bowl once in a 5-year period. Well, Indiana actually was the second best record in the Big Ten that year, but they went to the Rose Bowl and not Purdue because Purdue went the year before.
Hmm.
And so that's how Indiana went to the Rose Bowl in '68. But had never, not until '45, have they actually won a Big Ten championship until this year. So, good guys, 45, I can't even count that high. That's what, 80 some odd years until since the last time we were here. Yeah, very honestly, I never really thought Indiana football would get to here. Uh, Felt better after watching uh, Coach Signetti program around last year. I felt better, but still, good gosh, to get Big Ten championship in his second year, uh, still, still too amazing to believe. It really is.
Well, the playoffs should be fun to watch. David, any of these early games that you're looking most forward to, I suppose?
I think the Oregon game is going to be an absolute blowout. I
Yeah.
don't understand why JMU was even allowed in. That is the dumbest choice. Same with the Ole Miss game. However, I do think Ole Miss. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the whole coaching debacle. Of course, it's happened over there. so that may not be as much a blowout. But that team is so vastly superior. Like, I think the decisions were very, very weird, and much bigger story, I think, than whatever is going on with Indiana. Uh, I think we are seeing perhaps the complete collapse of the bowl system. If you look at it, there is every day more schools now that are refusing to play in any bowls this year. They're all declining, taking their names out, like big names. Like, I think Notre Dame started it off and we're like, we're done. Or I guess Notre Dame. Yeah, there's like, nope, we're not doing it. And now a bunch of other schools have followed suit and been like, nah, we ain't doing a bowl. Because, I mean, honestly, they don't matter. They do nothing.
How what it was.
So I think, I think this is a lot of people are upset where things landed with a lot of these kind of lesser schools getting in. I think it's kind of shown some major weaknesses in the new playoff system. I mean, they're already, it's going to have to go to something drastic. We're going to end up with like a 24, 28 team playoff structure eventually, I think.
It's going to be like March Madness, but with football.
I mean, kind of. It has been it has been an absolutely like insane of who gets ranked and what. And again, I mean, I don't personally think Texas deserved to be in the playoffs this year. They did drop a game or two they should not have. So I'm trying to say this unbiasedly, but they basically didn't make the playoffs because they chose to take that big game against Ohio. If they wouldn't have taken that game and would have played a cupcake game like a lot of other people did that first week, against some random tech school or something and gotten a win, everything else could have gone exactly the same and Texas would be in the playoffs. So what that tells me is schools are being punished for playing big marquee games. If you go after an actual big game, big challenge, they're going to slap you down. So what is the motivation for these schools now to go after those kind of games and challenge these, difficult opponents that'll make for good TV, good football, good experience for the fans, instead of just crushing a bunch of lesser schools and being like, oh, we're undefeated, or, oh, we only lost one game. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. I think that it is a major weakness in the college football system, and it is collapsing. I think whoever wins the Natty this year, it's not going to matter. It's going to be overshadowed by all the flaws that have come up already in this current playoff system.
Well, one thing I will say about the whole Texas, I am shocked. And I know you're trying to be more of a realist, I suppose, but like, I was shocked that Texas, they didn't find a way to put Texas in this. Like, JMU, like, really, like, you couldn't put Texas in number 12. Like,
I agree. I think if you look at strength of games, like I said, they should have been there probably. And ratings wise, I'm surprised the TVs, like ESPN, didn't say you're gonna fucking get them in. But that's not the kind of thing we want in football. We don't want it determined by that. So I get that they're trying not to play favorites and they're trying to have a fair system and have representation from everywhere. But how far do you stretch that when you end up with games like this, like Oregon and JMU, where Oregon can send in their third string bench and wipe the floor with them? Like, it's very, very lopsided. It doesn't make sense the way they're doing it now. I fully expect this could be the last time we ever see a 12-team format for playoffs, even though we just got it. That it's going to expand to more because too many good teams, I mean, beyond even just Texas, didn't make it in. I mean, even Notre Dame should be here. I know they have that weirdness with not being in a conference, with not being, but I get why they're upset and why they're not there. They as well should have been in that number 12 spot instead of somebody like JMU. There's some of these, weaker schools that it just doesn't make sense that they're there because they literally play nobody in their season. Like, again, it's punishing people for taking good games.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the college rankings have always been
it's been very sus.
Yeah, and it's always been that way. It got a little bit better when they introduced the playoff system because then they were like, okay, now we have a little bit more wiggle room. But yeah, I don't know. Just I'm still excited. The 19th and 20th should be some fun games, but I don't know. I think maybe Tulane, I think, has the better chance to upset than JMU. But if JMU were to beat Oregon, might be the biggest upset of this playoff bracket right here for sure.
Mhm.
I'd be willing to bet almost anything you want that
That
Oregon's going to
doesn't
win. I'm sorry. I mean, I love the underdog story as much as anybody, but this is not an underdog story. This is, oh, we brought in a middle school JV team to play your college team. Let's go. It's almost on that level. And Tulane too. Like the only reason Tulane I think has more of a chance again is because of the Ole Miss issues with the coaching and everything. There might be so much chaos there that it's difficult to put things together. But I think they still will have definitely enough to easily put that game away. I don't see them beating Georgia though.
What about A&M or Miami? Who do you think comes out on top in that one?
Well, A&M is a hot sack of garbage, and I hate everything they stand for. So I'm gonna have to go with Miami.
Well, on the flip side of another team you might hate, OU and Alabama.
I mean, I kind of hate both those teams, but I've got to hate OU even more. Alabama makes no sense that they got in. They just got spanked in the championship, and yet we're gonna say that they're better than people like Texas who have beaten teams that are in this now. I mean, who was A&M's only loss to?
I believe the Longhorns, David.
Oh, and where are they on? Oh, they're not in. Not in.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine though because
politics, right?
like no, but realistically, even as a big Longhorn fan, like I'm telling you, even if they made it in, I do not think they would have made it to the national championship. I think if they went up against Ohio State again, Georgia again, they probably would take a loss. Like I think that would have been the end of their journey through that. But I think they would have put up a much better fight than several of the teams that are on this board. And it would have brought in a bigger atmosphere, a bigger game. It would have been a much better situation than what we have here, where honestly, I'm not even probably going to watch the first week. Like a lot of these games, it's just like, all right, whatever, I'll check the scores after it's over.
I mean, two of the games I can understand because you hate teams involved in them, but you don't at least want to see what's going on with Ole Miss. Like, are they just complete garbage now? Like,
I mean,
the
if
team's
I have
running
nothing else
backwards.
going on that day, maybe that's one of those like, oh, I guess that is on. If like I would not arrange my schedule around it though.
Right.
I'll catch
Brendan,
highlights later.
yeah, I mean that's another thing is like I think in the age that we live in, it's almost becoming hard for like people that don't have a gazillion streaming services to keep up with anything.
Especially
know?
with college ball, because they have so many of
Mhm.
those very obscure channels that like I know some of the Longhorn games this year, you had to have the SEC network to watch them. And it's like, who gets that? Like
Yeah, it's like get ESPN Plus to watch some college games, and then there's like no good teams on it, and
yeah,
it's
it's
like,
only like half of them, and it's the garbage teams that you didn't want to watch anyways.
yeah, and it's like, why did I get this? Why did I spend money? Yeah, so
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if in the future, in the next couple of years, we see something very similar to the NFL Sunday ticket where you can get all the games, but for college, where they give you a way that you have one server. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be like $300 or $400 probably for the whole season. But I could see them striking some kind of deal where you could get at least the majority of the games whenever they're on. It'll be a little more tricky though, because I think they have to then work with those other obscure networks like SEC Network, things like that, those smaller things, and give them like percentages. And I don't know, but I think they'll work out a way that they can make some money off everybody that wants to watch the games. But personally, I find streams online pretty easily. So
hey, maybe the network that's making deals with the devil, Netflix, will come in and buy college football rights.
I'm not
Stream
gonna
it.
lie, that would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I
did
think
you?
that would be a huge step for any streaming service that was able to get it done to say this is where college football is, like it is on
Yeah.
our network. But there's no way it's going to happen because part of those college football rights are with networks like ABC, CBS, that they will not give it up to a streaming network. It would have to be on theirs.
Oh yeah. Well, the whole streaming stuff. I know you and I have been talking about. It's been causing a wave of just anger around
Oh,
different.
it is a war. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, and the report today, I don't know if you saw it, was Netflix before they decided upon Warner Brothers, they were looking at EA and Disney to buy, and I was like, I don't even think they have enough money to even look at Disney in the right room. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think they'd ever be able to get Disney, and EA doesn't make any sense. I know EA ended up getting bought out, I think, by some people partnering with like Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Well, now the Saudi Arabia people want to come in and swoop up and buy Warner Brothers. So
see, that would be even worse than Netflix. I know Paramount's trying their thing. Like they actually made a bigger offer to get
all
WB.
cash too.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't know why, but Netflix is very, very confident that they are going to get to retain the sale.
Hey, 2025 has been the year of bidding wars with the Conjuring House, with WB. Who knows what we'll see come out of it?
I mean, at least we get to hear about the offers that are happening with the streaming stuff. I still don't know what's happening with the Conjuring House, and that's something I follow.
Yeah, today I watched some stuff, and I was like, I am more confused, I think, than I was yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there, and nobody seems to want to talk openly about whatever the situation is. So we're just gonna have to hold tight on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until there's some legal proceedings. Brendan, out of these first week of matchups, which one do you think you are looking most forward to?
Kind of none of them, just because I think the Oklahoma Alabama one's going to be the best one, but that one for me is kind of like what David said. I kind of dislike both teams, so I'm not going to go watch it.
Not only that, but don't you agree that whoever wins, Indiana's going to smoke them in the next round?
Yeah. JMU, don't they have a better record than Texas? So that's kind of why I was like, I don't know.
But then it goes back to but who did they play?
Right.
When literally Texas beat A&M, Texas beat OU, Alabama, all these games that it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, and I understood, the Texas Longhorn head coach made the same arguments of, you're going to punish us because we decide to go choose to do these,
bigger games,
out of conference games and play people versus, we could have played who knows who from Newlerville and smoked them and been 10-2 and we're in versus.
We got punished for not playing UNC week 1,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys could have just played UNC Adams State, you guys would have been fine,
I don't know. Playing one of them, they might have been like, listen, Texas, to make it fair, we're only going to let you field 4 guys at a time, okay?
Hey, against what I've seen with Adams State, you might still blow them out by 40 points. So,
but I, like Brendan was saying, I do totally think that I think it's going to change a lot of things moving forward if they keep this format, because if there's no motivation to play those bigger schools and all it does is hurt your chances of getting to the playoffs, why do it?
Well, and it hurts TV ratings too.
Yeah, because nobody's going to watch these. Sure, if you're a fan of that team, it's great to have them win, but how many times are you going to make sure you're there to watch your team beat an unknown tech school 80-20,
Right.
It's just nobody cares. So they've got a huge problem here. And not only that, the whole bowl situation, they are going to have to fix that really quick. Personally, I think the only thing they can really do is if you refuse to play in the bowl that year, you're ineligible for playoffs the next year.
Yeah, punish them. I would agree.
Find them all, 500,000, but that's nothing for schools.
Exactly. They'd pay that much to not play because they don't want to get their guys hurt. They don't want, there's so many things that it doesn't make sense to do them. And I get it. Bowl games are kind of the equivalent of NFL preseason games. It's like the Pro Bowl almost afterwards. It's like, oh, you didn't make it to the big game, but here's a good job. Come on. Does any Longhorn actually care if we win the fucking Cheez-It Citrus Bowl?
That sounds pretty dope, David. Imagine that on a t-shirt.
Oh my god. However, I will say
it'd be the favorite bowl of mine this year.
But that bowl game does sound a lot more interesting of a game if both teams play it at their all than almost all of these games, because it would be it's Texas and Michigan.
Yeah.
And those are actually 2 really good schools playing each other, rematching, and that'll be a good game. But beyond that and the Pop-Tart Bowl, nobody cares about bowl games.
Yeah, bowl games don't have the same feel they did a few years ago, where you woke up on like around New Year's and stuff, and
And
the
you're like, yeah,
parade was
good
going
games are
on.
going on.
Yeah. And now you're like, well, some of these teams are kind of good, and then other teams just happen to get there and they're going to get blown out. Or we've seen coaches already leave. I mean, it's wild that one of these teams doesn't have their coaching staff in the playoffs, which is surprising.
And yet they
Scott,
were still like, yeah, let them in. Let them in.
yeah, let them in. 6 is fine, dude. Imagine,
Even though we
like,
had that. So that totally blows out their argument for when Florida didn't get in the playoffs because they're like, well, they don't have their starting quarterback, so it's not the same team. You're going to tell me the entire coaching staff gone
is the
doesn't
same team.
alter that team? Come on.
Yeah, I feel like that might alter it even more. Scott, any of these week 1 matchups catching your eye?
Well, actually, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be interested in that Oregon JMU match because I've been hearing, of course, obviously, Kurt Signetti came from JMU. A lot of the JMU players that were with him there at JMU came over to Indiana. So JMU really had to rebuild it itself. And here they are now in the playoffs. I know there's part of a legal agreement that they were part of one of the other more major conferences that they won their conference, and thus they got an automatic bid into an automatic entry to the play. So, but still, from what I've heard from JMU, and I haven't watched them, I've just on what I've read, really not that bad at teams. I'm not putting my money on them to beat Oregon, but that's a game that I'm going to be really interested in. The OU Alabama game is another one that, yeah, it's okay. Ole Miss and Tulane, it's going to be, yeah. Miami really has not been playing that well at all the last few weeks, and thus I can see A&M taking care of Miami in that one. Otherwise, yeah, the first week, you're right, it's not going to be really that exciting. I'm just going to be watching that JMU Oregon game just to see for myself how JMU plays in this game.
Mm. Well, and I think another piece of big news, let's see if I can bring it up right now. So today there was something big in the NFL. The Indianapolis Colts signed a literal grandpa out of retirement, hasn't played in 5 years. Philip Rivers is now again a member of the Indianapolis Colts. He played with them in the 2020 COVID season. Scott, how are you feeling with this? Obviously, you guys had no quarterbacks. I know there was some injury with Riley, and your only possible quarterback was your tight end, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
So how confident are you with a pretty difficult trek of schedule coming up?
Well, I guess if the alternative is you're playing your tight end at quarterback, then this is fantastic. But yeah, I mean, there's no real bench, especially at the quarterback level, to run the team with Daniel Jones, unfortunately getting a horrible injury. And I've never had my Achilles torn, but from what I've heard, along with the ACLs and MCLs, that a torn Achilles tendon is among the worst injuries that any professional athlete could have. So I really feel sorry for him. So thus, it's great. I guess it's good that you have Philip Rivers. At least he's available. At least he's willing to put himself out there to play for the Colts here in the playoffs. Obviously, he's going to be getting a pretty good sized check to go along. Let's see, what isn't Philip Rivers also? Doesn't he also have like he has 8 or 9, 10 children to feed, mouths to feed. So yeah, I guess he's it's going to be good for him to be on the field wearing the blue horseshoe. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he quite literally gave up his Hall of Fame eligibility to come back and play. He was a semifinalist this year, and now he has to wait another 5 years.
Now it's got to wait another 5. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, poor baby. He's got to get like a couple $1 million to wait a couple years. Oh no.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
with the way David phrases it, I don't feel any sympathy at all.
It's just like what's his name that had to sell his cleats recently because 100 million just isn't enough to get by on. Oh.
Like an Adrian Peterson situation.
Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, $100 million, like most 99% of the world is never going to make anywhere near that much money in their life. And you're telling me you couldn't make that last? You're stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of players you see only 4 or 5 years after, and they're just broke, and it's like, what did you do? I mean, they spent it very lavishly and lived outside their means, obviously, but there's other ones. I know Marshawn Lynch, during his playing career, never touched a dime that he made. All the money he spent came out of his like sponsorships and stuff like that. So,
and what's crazy is, yeah, if you're getting a few years of playing, you can easily put a couple of those million away in like a savings account and just live off the interest, like a regular normal life, and you would be fine.
Yeah, you could survive. Well, there was a big victory this week, and I want to let Nick talk about it. Nick, 9 showed up, and he whooped up on the Commanders. How are you feeling?
I mean, it would have been great had I been able to watch the game, but I didn't get to see the game. I just was surprised as everybody else when I saw the final score that 1 week we get shut out, and the next week we become a powerhouse. It was insane to me.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting. I don't even remember if any of us picked the Vikings last week to beat the Commanders.
I think Bob might have, but
I think I picked the Vikings.
Did you?
I think I did it for Nick.
For Nick. See, it was David. You gotta make sure David picks them this week, Nick.
Over the Cowboys, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. It's just funny to me because it's the second time this season where I've not chosen the Vikings because I didn't feel good about him, and then they completely blew me out of the water. Yep. So.
Well, also, situations and quarterbacks within that game. Washington making similar mistakes that they did with RG3, as Jaden Daniels got hurt for the 4th time this season. And at this point, I would say just don't play him anymore. I don't know why they keep putting him out there. They're
maybe like Dan wants to get rid of him.
Not in the sense like he wants him off the team. Like he wants to get rid of him.
He wants to be like, you ain't playing. You better start filming your Subway commercials because you're done.
He actually starts like a bounty gate system for opposing teams and is like paying them to try to take Jaden out of the the game. Yeah, no, it's wild because like you have the one injury, he comes back, and then a kind of secondary injury, but he comes back, and the arm injury, that should have been it. They weren't going to make the playoffs.
The only reason I can think of continuing to let him play is if Jaden is wanting to play, and specifically towards like end of year bonuses. If they're, with the different, like how many passes, all that kind of stuff, he's got to be letting him work towards that. Because otherwise, I agree. It's so stupid to put your franchise quarterback out there in meaningless games to just get hurt constantly. It'd be one thing if he wasn't getting hurt this whole time. Then sure, let him keep playing. But this dude, I feel like every other game, he's taking something that's going to keep him out for another game or two. It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. And you feel like a organization that fumbled RG3 so bad would have learned.
Well, Dan Quinn wasn't there when that happened, so.
True. But I think, was that the year they had like all the head coaches now on the roster? Like McVay was there and Shanahan and all them?
No, probably.
It was an insane.
You would think they'd have learned something from that.
Right. Well, David, how are you feeling with the Cowboys post Thursday's game?
I think they screwed the pooch, man. They had the opportunity to basically, take a really big step up towards getting into the playoffs, and they screwed themselves over. All credit, like Detroit played fantastic. They did a great job, but I think the Cowboys lost the game more than Detroit won the game. Like, yes, they played well, but the Cowboys did nothing to try to stop them. They were not on. There just was a disconnect there. And at this point, I mean, yes, of course, I hope they still make it in and everything, but I'm not sure they deserve to be in the playoffs. Like, let's say they even improbably managed to make it in. They're looking like a one and done exit right now. Like, they've got the team. It just depends on what team shows up.
That was my nickname in high school. Am I right, fellas?
What?
One and done. Anyway.
No. Tell us more.
No, we don't. We don't.
What grade did this name start?
Let's see. Forever.
How
Anyway,
long did it follow you?
it still does.
I mean, he did just bring it up, David.
But yeah, I think that
No. Tell us more. Most diabolical follow-up.
I think that they're disappointing, in a different way than usual, and it's just it all comes back to that defense. If the defense could have been on and played even a little bit better, the Cowboys would have won the game, and they didn't. They let the Lions do whatever they wanted, basically. And then offense, of course, wasn't helped when CeeDee Lamb went down, but that shouldn't have been enough to be like, oh, game's over. You know what I mean? Like, there's an argument that he's not even wide receiver 1 right now, that George Pickens is. So there's no reason. Flanoy stepped in and did a great job picking it up. I don't know if you guys saw how many fantasy points he got this week. He went off. He did a really good job of filling in that gap. So I very much think that it, again, goes to that defense.
So I heard nothing that you said, David. I just heard like my internet.
No, that's what I was saying.
Okay. You guys were all gone, but I could kind of every 2 seconds it would kind of pick up your voice, and I was just
I was just saying that it goes back to the defense not playing well, and that
Yeah.
if they'd only had a little better defense during that game, they could have won it, but they didn't, and they're going to need a lot of help if they're going to make it into the playoffs. They either need the Eagles to keep collapsing or other teams to get too complacent and drop a few games.
I mean, that might be the Bears. So I mean, you might be in luck there because
I think the Bears already. How many wins do they have?
9.
9.
They would basically have to lose out.
Yeah, which I don't think they will. Their offensive line though at times is rough, and they played with heart, but they made some mistakes that definitely cost them the game this week. So
yeah, I think they're going to make it in. I don't know how far the Bears are going to get, but they're
But
definitely
hey,
going to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
they would finally make it. I think still from the NFC, I think it's Seattle or the Rams.
Yeah, I think I was reading something last night that let's say the Eagles lost out, or that the Cowboys took the NFC East. I believe our first round match would be the Seahawks. And I was like, they're not going to win that game. Unless Darnold has another playoff collapse.
Well, just go talk to Sean McVay because for whatever reason, Darnold does terrible against McVay. 2 of his, losses.
It's like he's got his number or something that he's just like, he must have the programming codes.
He might literally have his number. He just calls him at 2 a.m. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. And Darnold's like, what?
Those are the ghost TCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just sees McVay running out there with a knife every.
McVay dresses up as the ghost of Christmas past.
Oh,
Hey, a little tie-in.
holds up
Brendan,
different pictures of interceptions and things that he's done in the past. Just
you guys were 14 wins. Brendan, how are you feeling after that overtime loss and the historic interception fumble by Jalen Hurts last night?
I agree. So moving.
Yeah, I'm such at a loss for words. I don't even know.
So
Part of me wants to blame the offensive coordinator, but last night I can't. And it's like I've said it since the beginning. I love the fact that we won the Super Bowl last year, but Jalen Hurts has never been my number one choice for a quarterback.
I would say I don't think he's the reason you guys won last year. Like, he got it done, but it was definitely the rest of the team, I think, that really
It was definitely the rest of the team. I also think it was a good offensive scheme.
Yeah.
I would argue it was more Saquon Barkley last for the Super Bowl.
well,
Jalen Hurts.
defense, yeah.
I was going to say a healthy offensive line and a healthy secondary, definitely helps.
Goes a very long way. Yep.
And this year our offensive line keeps getting hurt and keeps getting rotated, and it's a disaster. And they surprised me at the beginning of the year when we went 4-0, and I thought was going to be the hardest stretch of games for us, and so I had a little bit of hope. But after watching last night, I don't know if I should have hope or not, because at one side we only lost by 3, and technically we could have won if Jake Elliott had made that field goal. But we shouldn't have even been in the game because we had 6 turnovers.
Right. Well, have you reached the point where the Steelers fans are, where they kind of want a bad season, so maybe there's some shakeup in the coaching staff and stuff like that?
I don't think they'll fire him this year, but next year, if things don't drastically change, I could see him being let go next year. I mean, people are calling for his head now, but
I think if they collapse enough that the Cowboys take the division, I think he'd get fired.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's the only way, though.
They fired Doug Peterson after he won the championship.
I feel like that's the only way they'd get rid of him. Otherwise, I agree they'd probably give him another year, because up till now, he's done decently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, thank goodness we have the Raiders and the Commanders twice in the next 4 games. Like, that's our only saving grace. But that's, like I said, that's our only saving grace.
Yeah. Bobby?
Yep.
Broncos, how are you feeling?
10 straight wins.
I know, but hey, how come they didn't beat up on the Raiders more?
You should have.
They should have, yeah. The Raiders played it tight. I mean, I guess it is a division game, and division teams always play better, but I was expecting the Broncos to kind of walk all over the Raiders there.
I think we played well, though,
Yeah, I mean, the defense is playing well. The offense, I think, is still the question mark. And
Yeah.
do you think Sean Payton has lost a step as an offensive genius?
Yeah. I kind of think so, but he needs to get more in the groove,
Yeah. Well, David, if I said 6'7", outside of being some meme that I don't know what it is, what would that bring to mind from a Sunday night matchup? What happened? And what team fell to 6 wins and 7 losses?
I want to say that was everybody's favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs.
It is. They have fallen to 6 and 7. They're now not in contention for the AFC West title.
I think it's done.
Well, there are reports that the New York Football Jets might inquire in on Patrick Mahomes next year.
If they got the money, and we already know they've got the picks, like they've got the capital, if they wanted to trade it over there, that Kansas City just might listen. But I don't think Mahomes is the issue, though, on the team. However,
definitely
I've also heard a lot of rumors though that Coach is going to be retiring this year.
I could see it, but at the same time, I think he wants to go out more on a high note. So I don't know if it would quite be this year.
I think it
But
also depends on if he thinks that he's going to get to that high note. Like,
yeah,
how do they end this season? I think will have a lot to do with it. But if he leaves, I think it's a much higher chance that Mahomes goes somewhere else because a new coach coming in might want to start over with some younger blood in there. Because I think Travis Kelce's done after this year.
I mean, I was wondering if they're going to bench Travis Kelce at some point or make him second tight end because he
Yeah.
made some mistakes this last game that cost him.
And he's
the
looking
game.
so slow even when he gets it now. Like, his age is catching up to him. I think
And his
he's ready to
hands
go.
look bad.
Yeah, I think he's ready to go be a pampered pop star husband, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that interception on Mahomes was definitely a Kelsey because he was like throwing it behind him, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Like,
Yeah, I think between the Dallas and Houston games together, losing both of those, I think the Chiefs' reign is officially over. I don't think they're even going to make the playoffs.
no. Unfortunately, the Chiefs' reign has taken us back to the Patriots' possible reign. Obviously, they haven't won it yet, but
I'm not even upset about that though. Like, Drake May is such a likable guy.
yeah, I mean, I don't have anything wrong with the Patriots. The playoffs in the AFC, I think, are going to be really interesting because there's a lot of teams that I think there's some likable players on. So I think it's going to be hard to like.
Like, I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's any team that really comes to mind beyond like Kansas City right now. Maybe the Steelers that I'd really be that upset if they won the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, there's one that comes to my mind, but we won't speak of.
It is literally one player. You need to calm down.
Dude, if Houston won, that would be the
That'd be insane.
Year.
Yes, that would be. They would get a movie made about their season eventually.
From starting in 3-5 and winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're actually not looking bad, which is very surprising to me.
No, they look good.
They're getting hot at the right time, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's all it really is with the NFL. Like, if you get hot at this time and can sustain it.
I mean, look at the Giants when they beat Tom Brady.
Or the Steelers when the Bettis went out as a champion. Now, one player that maybe should get some nods as MVP has to be Joe Burrow. I mean, look how much better the Bengals look with him.
If they don't make the playoffs, though, he's not even going to be in contention.
Well, he's not in contention because he missed so many games.
Well, I'm saying, because I agree with Keegan where they're saying like who is actually the most valuable to their team. It is very obvious they aren't a team without him, basically. But yeah, they're not going to give him any recognition for it. But yes, I agree. He is carrying that team hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that matchup between it was just Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Because if those two quarterbacks don't play well, their team sucks. You know? And
I would say the Bills have a little more going for them.
Yeah, they have a little bit more consistency.
But it's not. I agree. It's not enough. Like look at the Ravens. I think they did okay without Lamar.
Yeah.
Like obviously they weren't as good, but they didn't collapse the way that the other teams would if the quarterbacks aren't there.
They didn't all of a sudden have the worst defense, and then as soon as he came back, not the worst defense, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, how did that happen? And it was fun to see a pseudo snow game. There's some decent snow accumulation on the field there. Scott, obviously we've talked about, the injury there, but Jacksonville just has the Colts number in Jacksonville. Like,
yeah.
When was the last time they won there?
Well, I think they did win maybe a couple of years ago, but even then, that was just it was a fluke of nature even then. So, yeah, for whatever reason, I don't really know what it is. The Colts always do crap in Jacksonville, and it came up that way again. I'm pretty sure that's what I told you last week, that they always do terrible in Jacksonville, and sure enough, that's what happened again. Granted, they had the injury to Jones fairly early in the game. That definitely didn't help any. But, even still, it really wouldn't have mattered. Jacksonville always has Indianapolis's number there in Jacksonville.
Plus, Jacksonville's still playing for those pools, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about the pools. Now I think they are the 3rd seed, the Jaguars.
That'd be
I mean-
another team that is crazy if they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
I mean, right now, your top 3 seeds are Jacksonville, Denver, and New England, which I don't know if anyone would have guessed preseason.
I think Denver had some pretty heavy hype around the beginning of the year, so I think people kind of thought they might go, but New England and Jacksonville, just like Houston, nobody thought they were going to be anywhere near it.
Yeah, and no Buffalo up there, Baltimore.
Dude, that's the biggest shock to me is that the Ravens very likely will not make the playoffs.
Yeah, they will not.
I would have bet heavy against that at the beginning of the season. If you asked me if they were going to make it, I'd be like, of course they're like, I may not say they're definitely going to win their division, even though I would think they would. But if you were like, are they even going to make the playoffs? I'd be like, yeah, are you smoking crack? Of course they will.
Yeah, and it's not even that stretch without Lamar. Like, even with Lamar, they are still struggling. And
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's another team that maybe it's just time. Coaching has been there for so long, like maybe some new blood in. I mean, look what Seattle did. Like, it sucked kind of getting rid of Pete Carroll, but McDaniel coming in, great.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ravens didn't really do any big trades this year either. There was no major shakeups of didn't really bring in a lot of new blood, didn't really trade anything. Like, they were pretty steady from last year. They had like a couple like minor additions, I think, in the draft and such, but I don't think they've really changed up that much. So it's very surprising to see them doing so poorly this year.
Well, and their defense has become soft. It's not the Raven defense that we grew up on, So then
nowhere near it. Yeah.
Well, it's like the Steelers too. I mean, it's not even Aaron Rodgers and the offense struggling; it's their defense, and it's like, what's going on?
Even though they lost, I think the Ravens' best game this season was the first game when they played against Buffalo.
Oh yeah, that was a great game to watch.
Yeah, seeing that game, I had hope for both of those teams. Like, man, these are like two of the powerhouses. This is like we're going to see them again. And now it's like, well,
we might not see either of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
well, between the two, I think Buffalo is a much safer pick to.
If I had to pick, even over like them, like Ravens, Buffalo's, Kansas City, I would have to say Buffalo is definitely my heavier favorite right now.
Yeah. Well, this past weekend I was in Florida and I got to hang out with some people that were from Ohio. And of course, the news dropped that the Browns had activated Deshaun Watson to start practicing, which to the dismay of all of them, because they do not want to see him play. But they said they're paying him enough money that they're going to put him out there. But
I told you it's not going to happen.
And it seems like maybe something didn't come back with, physical or something, so he can't play. Because now it sounds like he won't be available till next year. But they got to keep him till next year because they have to pay him a lot of money. It's over $86 million or something. But
I'm also curious if you think they could find somebody to dump him on.
The Jets.
I don't think so.
You don't think the Jets would take him at a cheap deal?
I think the Jets would take Kyler Murray over him. Though I think
Kyler Murray may not be offered.
He might go to Minnesota, to be fair. I think he would do great in Minnesota. Guess we'll have to see how 9 does.
I wish Deshaun Watson would just go away. It's over.
The problem is they owe him so much money. The
I know,
but
I mean, what are you going to do? It doesn't make sense. Like, he's not good anymore. He had his chance, and he did nothing in those games that he played for them before he got hurt.
Yeah, let me see the dead cap. Well, while I'm looking that up, David, what is the big news out of Cleveland?
Yes. So I guess you just kind of said it, but they have decided that they are going to stick with Shedeur Sanders for the rest of the season. And personally, I think it's a good choice. I think this will give them a really good idea of if they are going to keep him on for next season, if they have their quarterback, or if they need to look at Deshaun Watson possibly, or trying to draft somebody in those early rounds to come in and get the job done. So he actually, I mean, I know we gave him a lot of crap at the beginning of the year and stuff, and it's a funny story, but also he has not done that bad. I think he's actually, again, I think maybe everything that's happened to him up till now may have been the best thing for him because I feel like it humbled him and took away a lot of that cockiness that he tried to come into before the draft. And it might have let him just, bear down and focus on playing football. And if so, dude's talented. And I think he's put up numbers that no rookie like Cleveland quarterback has in decades. So they could definitely be doing a lot worse. Personally, if it was up to me, I would probably give him a season next year. I would have him roll out there as the starter for at least next year and see how things go. But it's the Browns. So
yeah,
you
unfortunately,
never know.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the biggest thing is if they can get the number one pick, which I think right now is the Giants. I think they've
but
the number one.
I think they're going to lose it.
Yeah. And the update for if they cut Deshaun Watson this upcoming offseason,
yeah,
135 million dead cap.
See, if I was determined to keep him and not play him, I would be like, all right, Watson, you're going to be the water boy this game, and stuff like. I would have him doing the most menial stuff just to be getting money out of him. I am interested, though, with the whole Shador thing because, as we know, it does not seem like the coach there likes him for whatever reason. We saw that this weekend with that ridiculous call to pull him out of the 2-point conversion that would have tied the game just because, I guess, stupid idea.
Well, and I think, too, I read somewhere that they had to check him for a concussion.
I didn't see that. I mean, maybe, but I think even beyond that, we've seen a lot of places where the coach obviously is not a big fan of him for whatever reason, even though he's doing well. It's almost like he's grudgingly letting him play more. I kind of wonder if the plan is to let him show off so they can raise his value to trade him off somewhere else if they don't want to keep him. You know what I mean? Like they may have told the coach, like, hey, listen, we know you don't want to work with him, but we want to get good value from him that maybe we can use this towards getting the quarterback we do want. Because I'm sure one of these desperate teams could possibly trade their first or second pick for Shador. I could see it. Especially if he does really well. Because, I mean, he came back big time in this last game.
Yeah, no, he has the talent. I know from watching him in CU here, because CU was an awful team.
Hey, he did so well, they retired his jersey there. All right, Keegan?
Hey, the Browns.
How long did it take Josh Allen's jersey to get retired at that school? Colorado already did it, man. All right.
Colorado did it like the day he left the field. They're like, you know what? Like probably mid-game.
Like that's so. It was like, yeah, it was like it's not even my last game yet. They were pulling it up there. But yeah, I think that I would not be surprised if they're trying to trade him away. And I think it'd be really funny if he ends up getting traded to a team for a pick that's higher than the pick that like the round he actually went in when he was drafted. Because I think it was like round 6, right? Something like that.
5.
It was 4 or 6. Was it 5? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he got traded for like a 1 or 2 spot, that'd be so funny.
Right. Do they play the Ravens upcoming?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'd have to check, but I don't think they do. And if so, they're going to get creamed because the Ravens desperately need all of their wins.
I think the Ravens' only divisional game left is the Steelers last week of the year.
No, they play Cincinnati this week.
Oh, so then Cincinnati and
Steelers are another weird situation too. Like I don't know what's going to happen there. Like this whole thing, and is this going to be Aaron Rodgers last year? Tomlin might retire, or go somewhere else at least.
I think Tomlin goes somewhere else. I don't think he retires, but it feels like he wants out. The fans kind of want to move on and try something new.
You know what? Tomlin would actually, I think, be a very good choice to take over the Ravens.
What if they just swap their coaches? Because I think Harbaugh.
I don't think he would. I don't know if he would, though. He might just be like, all right, and just go for a while, maybe come back later. But it'd be really funny if they just traded coaches.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll trade you our coach for. I don't see that because of how much the teams hate each other. But
I agree. But I could see Tomlin going to the Ravens though. If he got let go of here, I think if they wanted to change it up in Baltimore, he would actually be a very good choice, especially how well he knows those teams in that division and everything. Like, and I think he'd be a good fit. I think he would work out really well there.
Yeah, he fits the Baltimore mold that they want to create. You know,
He does, and the team that they've got there, and he knows them pretty well. And I think it would invigorate him enough being on a new team to shake him into some new and probably very creative things.
Yeah, because he's not even that old. You know, he was pretty young when he started coaching, head coaching.
He basically he could whatever team he goes to next could easily be the team that he makes his name with.
Yeah,
that he's remembered for. Like, I could see it. He's a very good coach, I think. I don't think he gets enough credit because Steelers have been kind of mid to lower upper since he's been there. No, you know, good, but never great.
Yeah, it's the curse of just being good enough. Like, you're never terrible enough for teams to talk or people to talk about you, but you're never great enough to, you know, you're just in that middle ground.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
And not even the main bridesmaid. You're like second.
You're like, I guess we need a third one up there.
Just Mike Tomlin up there. All right, let's get
in a nice Steeler colored dress.
Yeah, just yellow with black, you know, accent.
Before we get to the picks, I just want to ask a question real quick.
Okay,
Bob, why is Santa Claus standing in your house?
He moves too. He sings.
Can you put your other red hat on Santa Claus?
Oh, the Trump one?
I think you should. Let him be MAGA Claus.
Yeah, we can pass
that sounds like a kaiju villain from like Godzilla.
Either that or like an STD. I'm sorry, sir. You have a bad case of MAGA Claus.
Sir, I'm sorry to report. You have MAGA Claus. You have 3 months to live.
All right. Well, now with that one out of the way, we will get to Thursday's matchup, which...
Hold on. Bob is still making Christmas great again.
It might take him a while. We'll let Nick start picking. Nick, we have a matchup that surprisingly might determine later on this division because the Panthers are up there with the Buccaneers, so Falcons can play spoiler. Do you think Falcons beat Tampa Bay?
You know, it's hard to say. Every time I pick Tampa, they've always underperformed. So I think this time I am going to pick Falcons.
Is Brendan there? Or is he gone? Brendan?
Looks good, Bob.
Brendan be farting.
Bobby, who you taking, Falcons or Bucks?
I think I'm taking Atlanta over Tampa.
All right, David?
I think it's going to be Tampa. I know Falcons would love to be spoiler and everything, but they're not playing for anything anymore. Like, they're eliminated now, correct?
Yeah. Mathematically, I think so.
I think they'll give them a good game because that's just what that team is. But they're not going to pull it off. I think Tampa Bay is going to do it because Tampa Bay, like you said, is still up there with the Panthers. They're still fighting for that division spot, and only the division winner is going to get into the playoffs out of that group. So I think Tampa's definitely going to give it their all. I think they'll take home the win. Atlanta's another one that I wouldn't be surprised if we see some shakeups in the offseason with moving to and fro. And it's going to sound crazy. I would not be surprised if we see Bijan on another team next year.
It wouldn't surprise me either because it feels like the outcry from the community has already started. Get Bijan on a good team.
Yeah, and I think he wants to be on a good team, and they could get a lot of capital for him because he is probably still one of the best running backs in the league right now, and he's only going to get better. I think even though he's a very valuable player, that is not what's going to win them the games that they need with just a great running back. So if somebody's willing to pony up for it, I think he'll go somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, too, I remember LaDainian on the cover. It might have even been Sports Illustrated. And it was, how is he so good on a team so bad? Because the Chargers were terrible.
It kind of I literally feel like sometimes Bijan's the only person on that team trying.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he is, because he's saved my ass in fantasy a couple weeks. But poor guy, he's playing his heart out, doing his best, and the rest of his team just like, hey, good job, man, good job.
The other team is just like, we made it to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Brendan, Tampa Bay, Atlanta.
Tampa Bay. I think they are the better team, so they should win. The loss this weekend was very shocking, but I do believe it'll be Tampa.
Scott?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be the Buccaneers. Really, with the exception of Dijon, the Buccaneers are the better team in every one of the positions. So it's going to be Tampa Bay. Fairly easy, not quite a blowout, but not something that we really have Atlanta coming from behind for.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tampa Bay as well. I don't know. Is Penix playing? I don't think it really matters who plays. If it's Penix or Cousins, I think either or they're going to lose. And Tampa Bay has more to play for. They're still hot in the contention for that division title. And it would stink for them to lose to a team like Atlanta.
I would also agree with Brendan that like this loss this last weekend was pretty crazy. So I wouldn't be like 1,000% shocked if the Falcons won. I definitely favor Tampa Bay by a lot, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, like if they lost.
Well, also it seems the lesser teams on Thursdays seem to play better and like pull out the victories when people don't think they should. So, especially
by Amazon to get people to watch.
Probably
that and help Bradley Cooper sell food for the football games, right?
No. Bradley Cooper specifically says football is not meant to sell food, Keegan.
It's reverse.
God, it's like you don't even watch the commercials. It's like you don't even care.
What if it's just a whole psyop? Like he actually knows it's to sell food, but he's pretending he's not in on it.
It will, because he himself is actually
Bradley
a lot
Cooper
of
doesn't
takeout
lie.
food, all put together in a skin suit. Bradley Cooper himself is
anybody who's willing to play a raccoon in a cinematic universe does not lie. Anyway.
Next up we got Chicago hosting Cleveland. Bobby?
Oh God, the Bears.
The Bears?
Yep.
Okay. Nick?
Yeah, Bears. I mean, as much as I wanted to see the Bears win against Green Bay, but I don't think Cleveland's gonna pull that one out. So,
Brendan.
Who was it again?
Cleveland.
Chicago and Cleveland.
Oh, Chicago. I think that's going to be an easy one.
David.
Yes, sir. Give me the Bears. They're definitely going to get it done, especially after that loss to Green Bay and everything. They're trying to keep that first seed, so they definitely want to keep that going and start getting hot before the playoffs start. I would be very surprised if Cleveland pulls the game off, especially at Chicago. But a lot of people feel a lot better just getting out of Ohio, so who knows?
Right. As soon as they get out, they win. Scotty?
You know what? I'm sorry. To be fair, Chicago's actually pretty badass. I've always made fun of it, but then when I actually went there a couple of times, it is a great state. There's a lot of really cool stuff in Ohio, so hats off to you, Ohio. But your football teams still kind of suck.
You said Chicago, and then you
said Chicago, and then you went to talk about Ohio.
No, Ohio is great. I'm sorry.
I also feel like you called Chicago a state at some point.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. Ohio.
Did you mean Ohio?
Ohio? No. Chicago's gonna win.
No. Yeah, but when you're talking about it being a great state, did you mean Ohio is a great state?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Ohio
Because
is a much
you
better
said
state.
Chicago is a good.
Right.
You said Chicago is a great state, and then
No,
you talked about Ohio.
Chicago's actually kind of a shitty city. So
Whoa.
I would go back to Ohio over Chicago any day personally.
I'd go back to Chicago.
No, Chicago is Chicago.
Chicago is awesome.
Mm,
I think
It's just
I'm
a
gonna
wannabe New
choose.
York.
I'm gonna go with David on that one. I do like Chicago. I've been there, but I think I have friends in Ohio, and I actually enjoyed my time there when I visited.
Yeah, and there's a lot more stuff in Ohio, in my opinion, because of course it's a whole fucking state. But Chicago is just it's dirty. People are a lot nicer in Ohio than they are in Chicago. Like I acknowledge it's one of the great cities supposedly, and it's fine. There's nothing. It's not awful. But if I had to pick between the two, there's way cooler stuff. I'd rather spend time in Ohio than Chicago personally. Yes. How many times have you been to Ohio, Keegan?
Once.
Yeah,
I've been to
What's
both
that like,
several
Keegan?
times.
Huh? What's
So,
that like, Mister
I mean,
Doubting Bradley
hey,
Cooper and now doubting Ohio?
Keegan, you know what the worst part of Chicago is?
Hmm.
The architecture. It's awful.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
They have no good buildings there. We should just demolish all of it and start over.
I'm sure. That's why the world's biggest architecture firm is from Chicago.
Because they're hoping to save it. They're hoping to turn things around there. The only good building there is the Trump Tower.
It is a nice looking building. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean the sign's a little tacky, but it is actually a pretty cool building.
Hey, and it was in
Chicago's
the
great. Like I will say, like being there for St. Patrick's Day with like dyeing the river green was so fucking cool. Like it is a great city.
Yeah, at some point, because it's obviously Christmas season right now. At some point in the future, I want to do a Christmas episode in Chicago.
Oh, there's so many great Christmas episodes we could do there. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's markets and it's so much fun. So I think sometime in the future, maybe we can all go out there. That'd be fun. I don't know if Scott's still here. Every once in a while, I think I hear him. But Scott, are you still here?
As far as I know, I'm still here. Well,
Oh,
Okay,
we can't see you, buddy.
We can't see you.
I'm still here. Okay. Well, if you can hear me, I'm still going with the Bears.
Okay, we can definitely hear you. We just can't. It's just a black screen where you're.
It's just a black screen. But go ahead and speak your truth, Scott.
I am going with the Bears in the from the great state of Chicago.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'm also going Chicago. I think it'll be a really good game. I think the Bears defense, if they play up to par and do all the takeaways, it won't be as good. But lately they've been kind of subpar, and I think that'll help Sanders and Cleveland get some points going.
This is honestly, I think, a perfect time for this game for Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a really good get right game for them and help propel them into the playoffs.
Right. Well, up next we got one of the divisions we've been talking about, and that is Cincinnati hosting Baltimore. Bobby, who you taking?
I think I got Baltimore in this one.
Baltimore.
Mm.
All right, Nick.
I'm thinking Cincinnati. I think Baltimore can't hold it against Joe Burrow.
Bob, do you just think Cincinnati sucks? Is that why?
No, I just think Baltimore's got a hell of a running game.
Okay. Brendan?
I'll take Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a shootout, 48-42 type game.
I hope so for fantasy purposes.
I hope it's all Derrick Henry running. And Lamar Jackson doesn't do anything.
No, I'm putting Caleb in, but for Jamar Chase on the Cincinnati side.
Oh.
I have more faith in Caleb this year than I do Lamar. So
I have no faith in my team at all, so it's okay.
David, who you taking?
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think basically if they lose this game, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Every game is a playoff game for them now, much like the Cowboys. Like they have to do it. And I think with that desperation, I think they'll get it done because Cincinnati, they may not officially be out of it, but they're out of it. And like we said, the team is carried by one guy, and there's only so much one guy can do, as we saw this last weekend.
Right. Scott?
Well, if one of the Cincinnati coaches tells Burrow to only throw to receivers that actually are wearing the same colored jersey as he's wearing, then they'll be great. But unlike last week where he's throwing interception after interception after interception, then Cincinnati's not going to go very far. But I will kind of try to go with ball this one, even though I'm not really so sure anymore.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati. I just think Baltimore's kind of lost a step, and I know Cincinnati it's a long shot for them to make the playoffs, but I have a lot more hope of them winning that division because all they have to do is win the division, and they are in arm's distance of it. And for Baltimore to lay an egg against the Pittsburgh Steelers like they did, I don't know. I have more faith in Joe Burrow and at least that offense. That defense might still be bad, but I think Joe Burrow can get it done and get a win.
He
And
believes in Burrow.
I believe in Joe Cool. Bobby, this matchup is big for you guys because it's the Chargers who can still win the AFC West, or it's the Kansas City Chiefs who can't win the AFC West. So who are you taking?
I hope, God, I hope San Diego beats Kansas City.
Even though they can still beat you guys for the division?
They can't.
Yeah, they can. They're still
San
alive.
Diego's 3 games behind.
Only 2.
Yeah, they're only 2.
I just hope San Diego does it, though. I just want to.
San Diego has. You're right. San Diego's like 11 games behind because they haven't played yet this year.
I just want to see Travis Kelce cry, not talk to the media. Kelsey's moaning, won't even talk to the media after the game.
All right, Nick.
After last night's game, I'm picking LA.
Brendan.
Yeah, I think LA will be able to stop Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has not been good against the top tier defenses, and so.
And I
Plus,
think
I
if
also-
Steelers
sorry.
is this, they're done.
So I also want to see Patrick Mahomes cry again on the field.
Uh-huh.
David.
So, who I desperately want to win? Absolutely the Chargers. Not only for the fact that I hate the Chiefs, but I think it's better for the Cowboys if the Chargers win again going into their game next week if they're not coming in from a loss. So I very much hope the Chargers win, but unfortunately, I do think Kansas City might eke this one out.
Definitely a cornered animal at this point.
Especially at home.
Yeah, and this is like, if they lose this, they're done. Like
It is
they're not
100.
winning.
Like it's already like 99.
Yeah.
It's going to be 100% done if they drop this. And maybe pure ego alone, I think will boost them to like a game-winning field goal or some craziness like that.
Scott.
Yeah, I agree that the Chiefs are basically a wild animal backed into a corner where the only thing they can do is come out fighting and scratching and clawing. But I'm going to go with the Bolts for this one to really eke out at the end. And thus, then I think will be the actual nail in the coffin of the Chiefs dynasty will be after this game against Los Angeles.
I sure fucking hope so, man.
Yeah, as far as me too, I'm taking the Chargers, even with all their injuries, they are still super competitive. Herbert is playing really good ball, and the Chiefs have issues. They have no receivers, really, so it doesn't even matter how good Mahomes is. He can get it to the receivers, and they will drop it. They will hand it off to the defenders, like we saw last night. So I just don't have any faith in them. Even being cornered, I don't think this one's gonna be too close. I think Chargers win it by 10. Is my pick.
Hey, amen to that. I hope so.
Right. Well, here's our second highest starting ticket of 277. It looks like it's New England hosting Buffalo. Bobby, who you taking, New England or Buffalo?
Buffalo. I don't want. I'm taking Buffalo. I don't want New England.
All right, Nick.
I mean, I agree. I don't want New England either, but I think I don't know if Buffalo is going to choke under pressure or not. So I'm going to take New England.
Brendan.
I think New England will pull out a victory.
David.
I happen to think that this is going to be a very good game. I think the teams are fairly evenly matched on most positions, but it's going to come down to the fact that Josh Allen has a wealth of experience that Drake May just does not have yet. I think that's going to be the decision maker there. I think he's going to make a couple of plays that, from his veteran status are going to pull it out for him. And the Buffalo team very much needs this game, and they know it. So I think they are fighting against the public opinion of them doing poorly suddenly. They're got everything to gain and almost nothing to lose. So I definitely think Buffalo is going to take this one home.
Scott.
I'm gonna think the opposite way. I think that this is going to be a game, especially against Josh Allen, that Drake May is going to feel that this is what brings him respect amongst everybody in the league. And so I'm going to go with Patriots taking this one over the Bills, especially being in New England.
Yeah, for me, I'm taking Buffalo. That first matchup, they played close enough they could have won it. Obviously, New England got the job done there, but I think they're a little bit more battle tested and maybe a little like Schroeder has been dealing with. They've kind of been humbled, like, okay, we were maybe a little too cocky early on in the season. Like everyone was kind of like, this is their year, blah, blah, blah. And so I think we've seen some more kind of scrappy wins, and I think they'll get this one done. And even if it snows in New England, it'll be fine. Like Buffalo.
I also feel like that first game they played, I think Buffalo came in underestimating New England.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they were able to surprise them better. They are not going to underestimate them this time. They are going to be fully prepared. And honestly, back then, I think they were looking ahead to like Chiefs matchups and things like that. Like you said, I think they just like, oh, this is a gimme easy game. This time they're going to be coming fully focused on this game. And I think it's going to benefit them.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It was an early one because the Patriots, I think, lost week 1 to the Raiders. So everyone was like,
yeah, we were all like, New England's the same as always.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's been a wild season, but I think Josh Allen gets it done. Next matchup is going to either be a terrible one or a wild one. And that is because the New York Giants are hosting in MetLife the Washington Commanders. And as we know,
is this where Jaden Daniels officially dies? Is that?
I mean, we have heard that they are replacing the field, so this is like the swan song games for MetLife's field. So
it's not being replaced until at least 2028.
Oh, okay. So,
so
it's got its time, but still, if I was a Commanders fan, I would be like, do whatever you can do to not put Jaden Daniels on that field this week.
You would think so.
Washington will be like, put him on the field by himself at dark.
I said shut him down for the year. I asked why he was in the game for Minnesota.
Yeah. Bobby, who you taking?
Who was it?
Giants, Commanders.
Oh God, Washington Commanders.
Washington.
Yeah,
Or Nick?
I wanted to take Washington because I think they're gonna be hungry for a win after being shut out. So I think I will take Washington on that one.
Brendan.
The field is going to split open and eat them both, and it's going to end in a tie.
All right, so Brendan's taking a tie. David?
I think this is a very important game that Washington is going to dominate, and it's going to boost their confidence so high that they're going to beat the Eagles. So let's go Commanders.
Scott?
Isn't MetLife Stadium built over the top of a landfill?
Yep.
And so does this. Oh, yeah. So this game is trash. Is exactly where it should be. In that case, I'm going with the Giants only because they're at home.
Yeah, see, I'm going to go with the Giants because I rumored, Cam Scatterby is going to be making appearances on the sideline, and that might terrify the Commanders enough. So, give me the Giants. Plus, I mean, they got blown out last week. I have no faith in them at all. Next matchup, staying sort of in the same division because it's Philadelphia, but not a division game because they are hosting the Raiders. Brendan, do you guys get it done?
Yeah, we will.
You will.
Yep.
Bobby,
You ready
are
for
you taking the Raiders?
week after?
who's that? Sorry,
Raiders, Eagles.
Eagles. Eagles are going to stomp the hell out of the Raiders.
I don't know if I
Well,
laugh.
Well, see, this is where you the Raider hater and the Eagle fan. which one's more real? Nick.
I think Philadelphia will get it done, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge blowout against the Raiders. I think it'll be kind of like a trailing blowout, kind of like what Denver just did. They'll
Okay.
win, but it won't be a very exciting win.
David.
I agree with Nick. The Eagles are going to barely win, but during the game, Saquon, Brown, and Hurts are all going to be hurt for the rest of the season.
You know, this is why all of
The
your
Raiders
fantasy
are
players-
just
This is why all
Raiders
of
are
your
just going to
fantasy
go out
players
there
get
and
hurt
just
is because you
demolish.
wish injury upon others.
I didn't wish it. I just said what was going to happen. I think it's
Yeah.
awful. It's very sad.
And honestly, the Eagles play better without Brown, so that might not be.
Realistically, I think the Raiders are going to shock the world and pull it off. I think they are going to somehow win this game and send the Eagles fan base spiraling even further and cries of getting rid of the OC and everything like that, because it just seems like the path that's being taken right now. Very similar to a couple years ago when they did this collapse and didn't win any games after that. I think this is going to be very close to that. They will win one of the Commander games, I think.
So you think after this week, amber will be the color of their energy?
What?
Cool. I'm the only music fan here. Cool. The band 311. Anyway, moving on.
All right, Scott, on that note.
No, Nick, tell us more.
Okay.
It was a
Yeah.
radio hit for years.
Oh boy.
What's a radio?
Scott might know. We should ask Scott.
Nick, was this
Yeah,
this
yes,
on
I
an
do.
8-track tape?
Keegan, you're older than I am. I will punch you in the face.
Whoa. Elder abuse.
Yeah, Nick.
I'll beat him with his own cane.
Good, do it. Scott.
Oh,
Kinky.
even with my old transistor radio that didn't actually have headphones, you had to actually hold it up to your ear.
Yeah, when Scott was talking about that old Indiana championship in 1945, he was there.
I could have been. That's how I knew. That's how I knew it. No matter how bad the Eagles really have been playing the last few weeks, and they have been playing horrible, and my fantasy teams have been losing over and over because of them. Um, no matter how bad the Philadelphia has been playing recently, uh, they the Raiders still can't beat them. So it's going to be the Eagles.
So here's my question, Brendan. Realistically, if they lost, like, what do you think the consequences of that would be? Like, do you think that would be the final straw to get rid of him, or like what
Get
would
rid
be?
of which one? Well, actually, I heard it.
uh,
I heard
Go ahead.
that if they lost to the Chargers, they were going to fire their OC, and it still hasn't happened. So
I know we were talking about, yeah. Well, it is only a day after, so who knows? But do you feel like this would be like the final straw if he wasn't fired before this? That if they lost this due to offensive mistakes or whatnot, that it would absolutely be like, no, you're done.
it would have. I feel like it'd almost have to be. I mean, you're
Like
it's
the way they're playing, I don't feel like it'd be a big shock if they lose to the Bills. I feel like that's probably that, and I don't think anybody would be punished for that one.
no, but you have the Raiders and Commanders twice. And I know the Commanders play them well, but it's still, I don't know,
unacceptable for them not to win. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Eagles. The Raiders are terrible. So,
what do you think's going to happen to the Raiders during off season?
It's going to be a lot of shakeup. New quarterback. I mean, they need a lot of pieces. They have so many holes right now. I don't even know how you start to fix them. It feels like they'll probably get a new coach, but again, we know how that cycle works, where you get a coach year after year, you just never become good.
What about the rumor of Brady coming back to play quarterback?
That'd be hilarious, but I don't think it will be. I'm surprised that the Colts didn't call Tom Brady.
I don't know if he legally can because of his ownership with the Raiders.
Yeah, that's because I know that was some issue with him being a commentator as well.
Yeah, I think he might, though. I don't know. He might actually be able to play, though, for the Raiders. I don't know if there's a rule against playing for the team that you have ownership in. It'd be stupid as hell. But, I mean, to be fair, he's probably still better than half the quarterbacks in the league right now. So, you know what?
Hey, I mean, that I would not say that's a lie at all. I think
during the offseason, he just like texts Phillip Rivers, just like, hold my beer.
They're just like this new quarterback looks like Tom Brady's just him with like a fake mustache.
It's the second season of Chad Powers, but it's Tom Brady now.
Yeah, my name's Chad Powers. They're like, I think you're Tom Brady.
No, my name is Bomb Trady.
Next matchup, we got Jacksonville still playing for the Pools, as we keep mentioning, hosting the Jets.
Yeah, Keegan, I don't know what just happened to your mic there. You get all messed up. But Bob, who are you taking between Jacksonville and the Jets?
Jacksonville.
Keegan, are you able to talk again now?
Yeah, Nick.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville as well. Duval.
Brendan.
Jacksonville.
David.
You know we got to go for Duval. They are going to get it done for those Pools. Trevor Lawrence just bought floaties for the entire team. They are psyched. It's happening.
Scott.
I'm going with Duval as well, especially against the Jets. Yeah, even the Jets can't do it. It'll be Jacksonville.
Yeah, and I'm going Duval as well. I mean, the Jets have surprised us a couple times this year and won, but it's still the Jets. So I have a lot more faith in a team that's number one in their division. Next up, we got Houston hosting Arizona. Bobby?
Houston.
Okay. Nick?
I'll take Houston, even just despite you, Keegan. Just to spite you.
I do think Houston will win. I don't. Yeah, just think they're a better overall team, and they're the hot hand right now. So
They're a great team, by the way. They're a great team, right, David?
I agree.
why don't
Especially
you
that
say one
defense.
more time to convince yourself there, Nick?
Especially that defense.
Especially of one player in particular.
Yep, that one guy. Great guy.
And as a matter of fact, not only am I picking Houston for this game, but I'm going to state right here, right now, if Houston wins the Super Bowl this year, because I am currently here, I will go to that parade and get an autograph from that particular player just for Keegan. And I'm going to
Just like-
say,
like,
my
can you
friend
st-
Keegan is your biggest fan. He knew they were going to win because of you. He has a tattoo of you that says Defensive Player of the Decade.
On his butt cheek.
That's going a little far, David. Scott.
No, it's not far enough. It's not far enough.
I agree
Trinity
with
said it
Trinity.
was on
I'm going
his
to
butt
say,
So
yeah, it's going to be on the butt cheek. I'm going to say that he's got it right there. And he says his defense is so good, even his poops can't get past him.
All right,
Oh.
Scott.
I'm right. I'm here in Arizona, and we all know that the Cardinals have packed it up. They put this season away. So thus, there won't be anything really stopping Houston from winning this ball game. Texans easily.
Yeah, I'm taking Texans as well. That defense will smother Arizona. I'm kind of sad because now I got to sit Marvin Harrison. I saw that matchup. I was like, dang it. But yeah, Texans going to win this one easy. Cardinals are a mess. Bobby, you guys are hosting Green Bay. Are you guys winning?
Yeah. 27-20.
Okay. Nick, who you taking?
My two favorite teams are the Minnesota Vikings and whoever's playing Green Bay. So I'm going to take the Denver Broncos on this one.
I mean, it sounds like your second favorite team is actually the Texans next. So.
No. They're a close third favorite, actually. But, I mean, you're the biggest fan here.
Brendan.
I mean, you got the tattoo, Keegan.
Yeah. Don't tell me
Green
about
Bay.
what's favorite or not.
Brendan, who you taking?
I'm choose Green Bay.
Green Bay. David?
You know what? I was going to pick Green Bay, but in honor of my boys, Nick, and making Bob great again, I'm
11
going to have
straight.
to go. I'm going to have to go for Denver. I think
11
those
straight.
those ponies are going to dance all over those cheeseheads.
11 straight.
There you go. Why not?
Scott?
Well, let's see. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped out on everything here. Okay. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go with the Packers on this one to pull the upset. Sorry, Bob.
That's okay, but
Remember,
Yeah,
Bob knows where you
I'm gonna
live.
go with, yeah. Even still, I'm still going to go with Green Bay.
Yeah, this is the most expensive starting tickets this week. I think for a reason. Both teams obviously should be playoff bound, I would think. But I'm picking Green Bay. I think their offense right now is better than the Broncos' offense, and their defense has been kind of suspect as of late. So I think Green Bay will get this one done. I think it'll be 20-16 Green Bay. Next up is Detroit going to LA. I mean, this could be also the end of Detroit's playoff run, I guess. Bobby walked away, so we'll let Nick start this. Nick, Rams or Lions?
I feel like I'm gonna pick the Lions on this one.
Okay. Bobby, Detroit or LA Rams?
Rams. Rams over Detroit.
All right. Brendan,
LA.
David.
I'm absolutely going with the Rams. I think Stafford is gonna embarrass those little kitty cats.
The Kitty Cat Club is not going to be proud this week. Scott,
I think this is one of the games where home field advantage really will take over. So in this case, I will take the Rams. If the game was made in Detroit, I probably would go with the Lions, but it's in LA, so I will pick LA for this game.
yeah, I'm taking the Rams as well. The Lions season has just hit a brick wall. Everyone's getting hurt. Even the guy coming out of retirement got hurt, didn't pass his physical. So I think this is kind of the end of their road for this year, but they'll come back next year and be strong. But
Something funny, real quick, while we're talking about the Rams.
mhm.
Apparently, Matthew Stafford is only about 300 yards away from passing Phillip Rivers on the all-time passing yards.
And that's
And
why
I think
he came
that's why
back.
I think that's why Rivers is back. He was like, Matt,
Oh, good point. Good point.
because Rivers is at 63 440 and Matthew Stafford's at 63 163 right now. So that's like one really good game, and he passes him. So Phillip was like, "No, sir."
I must
Yeah.
defend the crowd. Well, we go now to the lowest starting tickets of $14, and that is New Orleans Saints hosting the Carolina Panthers. Bobby,
Was it?
New Orleans Saints and the Panthers.
New Orleans Saints.
All right, Nick,
I'm gonna go Panthers.
Brendan,
I think Panthers. Kind of hoping that they'll actually beat out Tampa Bay for the division and be a division champ for the first time in 10 years.
man, imagine if they did. The narrative around Bryce Young will be so much different than last year. David,
I'm gonna have to say Carolina because it doesn't make sense for the Saints to be giving it their all. Like, there's no reason. It just doesn't. I guess maybe just the honor of playing and winning, but I think Carolina actually in contention has so much more to play for, and will most likely take it.
Scott,
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Carolina, definitely over New Orleans. Even though they are in New Orleans, it'll be Carolina.
yeah, I got to go Carolina as well. Obviously, they're still in contention, and I think if they can beat the Saints, because I think the Saints just beat Tampa Bay, right? So that'll kind of give them a little bit of a tiebreaker if they can come back and get that victory later down the road there too as well. Next one is San Francisco, Tennessee. Bobby's gone. I don't know where he went. Nick,
I'm gonna go San Fran.
Brendan,
I agree. San Fran.
Bobby, San Fran, or
San
Tennessee?
Francisco.
All right, David.
Give me the Titans, just because nobody else is gonna pick them.
I was going to pick him in that upset of the week. They're riding high after last week. I'm taking the Titans as well. Scott,
No, I'm going to go with the 49ers. 49ers in this one.
Scott, Seattle, Indianapolis. How do you guys do against Seattle's defense?
Ooh, boy. Yeah, no. Even with Phillip Rivers to coming out of retirement, putting on the extra years for his Super Bowl jacket, it's still not going to make a difference. Seahawks will probably really dominate the Colts for this game.
Bobby,
What is it?
Colts, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
All right, Nick,
Seahawks.
Brendan.
It's crazy to think that the Colts are currently outside of the playoff picture, considering how hot they started.
Yeah.
I do think Seattle is going to win and not help their Colts' chances at all.
David.
Do we know for a fact if Philip Rivers is playing or not?
No, they haven't said if he's playing, if Riley's not hurt enough to play, if Tyler Warren might be playing. Like, we have no idea.
If Rivers starts and plays this game, the Colts win. Otherwise, Seahawks. But if Rivers is in, he leads them to a victory and starts the unending march to winning the Super Bowl.
I thought the Texans were winning the Super Bowl.
If
I
Philip
understand-
Rivers
This
plays,
is
it
if.
depends.
This is
This is
if the
if.
Texans don't win.
No, this was if Philip Rivers plays.
No,
Right,
no.
and it
This
has
is
to be
if
this
the
game.
this is if the Texans don't win the Super Bowl. Okay, because we got to make sure Keegan gets that autograph.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
I'm sure I could get the autograph without them
No,
winning.
no. It's gonna mean so much more if they win.
I'm also taking Seattle, obviously, but that defense I think is playing really well, and unfortunately, I think just the Colts' timing. If Jones hadn't gotten hurt, this would definitely be a much more competitive game. But yeah, Seattle's got this one, and that brings us to Sunday Night Football. It's going to be David versus Nick. David, you guys are home, so I'll let you pick first. What do you think happens in this one?
I think they absolutely destroy the Minnesota Vikings. They send them back north. They literally, this is a playoff game for them. They absolutely need it. If they lose this game, it's over. It's 100% over. So I very much think the Cowboys are going to come out very strong and will play a very good game. But maybe too little too late.
On the flip side of that, Nick, how do your Vikings do?
It's hard to say, man. It's always the Vikings are a wild team right now. They're a wild card. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with Minnesota though.
I like that. Support your team.
Just to butt heads with David.
All right, Bobby, break this tiebreaker.
We lost to the Arizona Cardinals at one point, so nothing would surprise me.
Bobby.
Yep, they're gonna beat Minnesota.
Cowboys are gonna. All right, so
Cowboys are gonna beat Minnesota.
Brendan.
The last couple times I've gone and rooted against Dallas, they've won. So I'm hoping if I say I want Dallas to win, maybe they'll lose. That's my theory.
So it sounds like Brendan's picking Dallas.
I'm going to tell you now what's going to happen.
Just hopefully to jinx them.
Dak's going to throw a beautiful ball. George Pickens going to catch it. Touchdown. Everybody's cheering. They know Cowboys are taking this game now. George Pickens is going to look right in the camera and say, "Now it's for you, Brendan. Thanks for believing in us."
If Pickens has become the diva we all know he is.
Hey, if he keeps winning his games, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it's only a bad diva problem if you guys aren't winning. You know?
Like
Well,
AJ Brown?
They were winning when he was being a diva. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what, like, he has been doing so good the last couple of games, and yet they lose when he does well. I don't understand why. Like, what's...
And they, honestly, Eagles played better this year when he was not in the game.
Which is crazy, because he's so good.
Right.
And Justin Jefferson threw shade at him because he's like, I don't care about getting the ball as long as we win.
Yeah.
Just
that's how I would feel. I'd be like, dude, I can sit on the bench the entire game if it means we win, whatever.
Yeah, I was like,
I do think after all the drama, though, regardless of what happens in their season, I think AJ Brown's done with the Eagles this year. I'm very interested to see who's going to pick him up.
Yeah. I'm also taking Dallas. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Nick, but like David said, they're
You don't need to apologize. I get it. I'm just the token Minnesotan you have on this stuff.
Hey, Nick, you
Only
have
'cause
to
Matt's
stand by
here
your
to
team
join.
regardless. I agree. I like that.
no,
Shows
I like
loyalty.
that. It's just
To all the single women out there, look how loyal this man is.
Yeah, he's a one and done.
Yep. Thanks for that one, Brendan.
Meaning one woman and he's done because he stops looking when he has the girl he wants.
I was going to say,
Yep.
first marriage is his only marriage.
Brendan,
Same
I
way.
will break your kneecaps.
Why? All I was
Brendan,
saying
are
was
you
you don't
aware?
believe in divorce.
Brendan, are you aware that Nick has already been married?
Yeah, I'm divorced. I thought you knew that.
I'm sorry, I did not.
No, okay. So I thought you knew that. I was like,
You basically just said Nick's gonna be alone the rest of his life. That's
yeah,
what I
that's
heard.
that's what I thought you were saying. I was like, wow, why? Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Now he's only gonna
I
break
know
one
that.
of your kneecaps.
No,
Well, I
I'll
deserve
beat them.
that.
I'll beat them with a wiffle ball bat.
Jesus.
all right. Well, on that note, let's go to our very exciting Monday night matchup where we see Pittsburgh host the Miami Dolphins. I don't even know what the weather is, but Tua is terrible in cold weather games, so he might play terrible. I'm just gonna no. You know what? I'll take Miami because it just throws that division for a loop. So give me the Dolphins for the upset, Bobby.
Miami for the upside too.
All right, Nick.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick Miami.
Brendan.
I'll pick Pittsburgh.
David.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers. I think. I think they're gonna get it done. Like you said, Miami's not good in the cold, and even if it's not gonna be a snowy game, it's gonna be a cold game. I've been in that stadium when it's cold. It's gonna be pretty chilly. So I think Aaron Rodgers and the Berg will get it done.
Scott, who do you think wins between Dallas and Minnesota? I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Scott, we can see you now. Can you hear us?
I don't think he can. Scott, two fingers for if you can see us, one if you can't.
Well, while he's doing that, let's look at this, which is our fantasy playoffs. Bobby, you got the win last week. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Pretty good. How do you feel playing against Matt?
Whoever wins, wins. You know.
David, he's not even on anymore. He can't see us.
Scott, can you see?
Are you, Bobby? Are you planning to spear Matt like you tried to do that one year outside of Twin Peaks?
This just got very sexual.
It's a wrestling move.
Oh, is that what they call it now?
Yeah, a wrestling move.
It is.
Because I guarantee anybody I walk up to and I'm like, hey, can I spear you outside Twin Peaks? They're not going to be like, oh, he's a wrestling fan.
Well, you look at that. Bobby walked away. He's done.
He's going to Twin Peaks.
Nah, he's gonna go make Santa. He's gonna go make Santa great again. Still.
Yep.
He's gonna spear Santa.
Yup. Yup.
David, you play Grayson, who got the win last week. I think you guys are both projected over 130. How are you feeling with that matchup?
I feel fantastic because as you and I discussed earlier this week, you got to beat the champ to be the champ. So it only makes sense that my path to glory goes through the reigning champ. I'm going to take him down.
Scott, can you hear us? Well,
Scott, can we spear you outside of Twin Peaks?
nope.
Scott, can you hear
Scott,
us?
can you hear us?
All right, Brendan.
But realistically, yes, it's going to be a very close game between me and Grayson. He did check in and he was able to put in a kicker because I noticed he did not play with a kicker this last week. He has fixed that, so it upped his points a little bit more. But I think I'm only projected like 5 or 6 ahead of him now, something like that. Like it's within 10. So it's going to very much come down to how our guys play. So I'm excited. It should be a good game.
Yeah, no, I think all these will be pretty good matchups, and I think this is one of the first years where it feels like anyone can win. So it'll be interesting come next week to see who the final 4 are going into that week. But I think your matchup's gonna be great. Both you and Grayson are pretty high scoring teams, so it should be a.
Now I can hear. Yeah.
Oh, Scott's alive.
Scott, you can hear us?
Scott, quick, who's going to win between Minnesota and Dallas?
No, he's having technical difficulties again.
The other matchup is the Bats versus Sun Hitters, which I think now the Bats are projected. My dad to beat my uncle,
which is surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sun Hitters has been very high up there for most of the season, and suddenly Bats just has him this week.
Right. Well, and I think Mark's team is never projected really high. They always outperform their projections. So it's, and again, I think all these are within winnable margins. It's not like one team's 100.
Yeah, we don't have anybody like 40 points over. I think the closest is Bob's match with Matt. I think Matt's projected like 20 something above him.
But Bobby, you said you would pay us $50 to add on some points to your matchup.
Tweak that a little bit. We could.
That's neat. I don't know. I got to find the players to put in. I want to know who.
I mean, I would probably put in Sam Darnold. I feel like he's your better quarterback option right now.
Yeah, I got him in.
Do you?
Brendan, it's totally fine if you don't want that trade. Just decline it for me, okay?
Okay. He asked for Brendan Aubrey.
But you get some Longhorns.
Yeah, but then I still have to go
or
3 people to drop.
Feel free to counter as well if there's anybody else you're interested in. I know you're a big running back guy.
See, Brendan, you could get a running back for Brandon Aubrey.
I mean, he does have enough points to be like receiver 7 in the league. So,
yeah, I mean, it's not a bad at all to have. Like, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Brendan, how are you feeling with this week's matchup? Being that we played 2 weeks ago and then we had a week off, and now we're playing it again.
Terrible.
You're projected ahead right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're projected.
Nothing. That means absolutely nothing. There's been so many weeks this year that I was projected ahead, and then my team decided to take a nap on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I realized that when I looked earlier, we were within like less than a point of each other, and now I'm favored by 10. I don't know what happened.
Well, I also put Caleb in because Lamar they have projected really high. I just don't have faith in Lamar this year, so I'll keep riding with Caleb, and if I lose, I lose. But I have more faith that he will get me to at least 20 points. Lamar has had a lot of not even 10-point games, so in the playoffs, I just gotta try to bet with the horse that will get me at least to where I think we should be.
Right. The Keegan matchups are always the most stressful for me, and I think that's just because he's my closest friend in our league. So then, and for a while, he was the hardest team for me to beat. So till this year.
Who was that? Who?
Keegan. He was when I first started. It was his team to beat was the hardest one for mine to beat. So,
did you win 2 weeks ago when y'all played?
No, but I won the first 2 times we played earlier this year.
Okay. Oh yeah, y'all had that one of those weird ones where you played 3 times, like Scott and I did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it should be a good matchup. I'm excited for all of these. I think even Bobby has a good shot to upset Matt because Matt has had a couple weeks where his team hasn't shown up, and Bobby has had a couple weeks where his team got 150 points. So I think he can do it. I think really any of these teams can move on. So I'm excited for that. Now, David,
Hi.
it's the holiday season, right?
It is.
And the saying, it gets really cold. And what's the saying? If they're cold, if we're cold, they're cold. Bring them, in or home, right?
They've actually changed it this year. Yes, it's if they're cold, bring them home.
Home.
Or if you can't bring them home, that says it more than anything I had to say. If you're feeling generous this season, if you want to really make some dreams come true, this is where you want to be sending your time, energy, and money. Home for the holidays. Let's make Nick's wish come true. I've even heard a rumor that Christmas just might be white at UNC this year. And what would be better than Nick in the middle of that field making a snow angel Christmas morning? The answer is nothing. Nothing would be better. That's what we need. That's what Nick deserves. That's what America deserves. So let's all band together and make this happen.
Help us bring Nick home.
It'd be much appreciated. It would be my holiday wish.
Well, on that note, I know last night we did our live stream of A Christmas Carol. So if you guys missed that, make sure to go check that out. David also has some wonderful Christmas episodes. David, what is an episode, the viewers should be checking out on your channel?
I think one of our really cool ones is the A Colonial Christmas, which was our visit to Colonial Williamsburg around Christmas time. Beautiful setting for it. Those kind of old-timey houses and things back in the Revolutionary War days. Gorgeous area, gorgeous place. I love it. And it really shines during Christmas time. So go check it out if you want to feel those warm and fuzzies.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll be back. As you can see, Bobby's already in the holiday spirit.
Yep.
Good old St. Nick's already spending time in his apartment over there getting ready for the big trip upcoming. But we will be back in Nick. So, just in case anyone didn't capture the new book for next week, anyone wants to join us, listening to our live stream upcoming, what is this upcoming book of the month?
It is called Gates to Kagoshima by Papi Kuroki.
All right.
We'll be doing that the first Monday of January, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, we should be able to. So stay tuned, but we will see you guys on the flip side this upcoming week.